Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by PrizePicks. Sign up for PrizePicks today and use the promo code Leading Off when you do to get a 100% deposit match up to $100. It's me, Joey P. That, of course, is the Welsh, and it's you, the Peanuts, the Cracker Jacks, the folks in the chat. What a fun weekend we had. The weather was much better here in New Jersey. That was good. Got to get all of our football games in this weekend. Had a glorious flag football game on Sunday, so I'm still on a high from that one. And Welsh, certainly a lot of baseball to get to as well. So, how was your weekend, buddy? Was everything good?
Sure, let's do that. But let me ask you what you would do in this situation.
Wow.
I don't
I'll take
have
that
a
as
lot
a
of
no. I'm just gonna take that
yeah,
as a no.
it just all the days. Let's just put it in there. So I went to my kid. They had a birthday party, and I was there. Make this quick, and I'm sitting in one of those like low beach chair type of things, just sitting back. And the host of the house is talking to my wife and goes, "Oh wow, that's a massive spider," and she looks down at me. Something you need to know about me. I'm massively arachnophobic. The one thing I am terrified of is spiders.
Such a big man. Afraid of such
and
a
I had a
thing.
moment where I had to think to myself, do I go into my my
Nathan Lane birdcage mode?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Around?
Do I go into the how I feel where I want to jump up, scream, going like that would be the scream, or do I slowly get up, very manly, like, see this spider, and there it is. And I decided to do the more manly thing, and it was the biggest, nastiest. It's like a wolf spider.
Oh my
God. It ruined my weekend. I'm dreaming about it. I'm dreaming about it right now.
Wow, that's a good story there. Yeah, Arizona, you got the scorpions out there. You got a lot of things.
You know what?
Out there.
Scorpions don't affect me. I've stepped on a scorpion. I've seen hundreds. We had a house. I remember we bought a house first night we stayed there. We found 20 scorpions around. Scorpions don't affect me, but man, just spider. It was go look up a wolf spider. It was at my feet, and she's casually like, "Hey, look, there's a little spider," and I'm like, "Well, look at me. Gonna go drown myself in the pool. Sorry, guys. Bye-bye."
There you go. All right. Well, let's talk some baseball on that note. Justin Verlander, he went 8 innings, not 8 legs. So he was very good. Finally, for the New York Mets, they got good outings on the same day from Scherzer and from Justin Verlander. Who knows what to say? So it looks like, that one big night, that comeback win really kind of spurred this team on. We'll see if it continues to go. Obviously, the Guardians having some issues of their own. Good to see Jose Ramirez back. He hit a home run yesterday, too. So that's positive. He's had a quiet beginning to the season, still good, but just not quite Jose Ramirez. Oh my God, he's so great. He's MVP kind of season. So it'll be interesting to see if he's available in some trade potential talks there. Shohei Ohtani was delivered another great performance. No decision, though, for him against the Twins on Sunday. 1 run, 2 hits, 6 innings for him. We got a return for a Yankees. So Domingo Germán out with the suspension. Luis Severino scattered 4 hits, struck out 5 guys, 1 earned run. His season debut on Sunday. So Severino, rest of season Welsh. This is a pitcher who's pitching for a contract. This is a pitcher the Yankees desperately need to perform well. Yes. What's your rest of season outlook for Severino now that he's back? He looks sharp in this first outing. Are you somebody that's back in? Let's go, Luis Severino. Or do you have any concerns? Because we have seen some inconsistencies from him over the last few years, although last season, a strong finish, no doubt.
Yeah, I think a lot of the inconsistency is just about also like health and being out there. And now that he's back, I do think they're going to baby him. I think he's going to be babied over the next couple starts. I don't expect to see any 7-inning outings or anything like that. But, as far as in line with who he is, K percentage was there in that first start. He looked good. They really babied the entire rehab process. So actually, I think this is a really solid time. I don't think the price has caught up to Luis Severino. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think who Luis Severino can be over this season is collectively there on who he is coming off of this injury. So to your point, this might be one of those guys you said before, we were talking about trades. This might be a guy that you can go acquire and it's like 90 cents on the dollar type of thing where, you're paying for Luis Severino, but that's not really the guy he's going to be because he can be one of the frontline aces for this team.
Well, he absolutely can be. And I think with a contract on the line for him this year, I would expect that. Like, I'm expecting Luis Severino to be a guy that...
Are you a big contract year guy?
Well, yeah, because I used to have this argument with Sealy where, we both approach this argument in a different way. Whereas I took the data and over, I think it was like over a 10-year period. of basically, all-star level, like well above replacement level players. And when you look at most of the time, they perform at their level or above almost 30% of the time, higher rather than their normal level of productivity. The problem is a lot of the data when you get to the contract year guys, so many players are on 1-year deals who aren't very good, who are under replacement players. They taint the data. So you look and say, oh, players don't play better in contract years. No, bad players don't play good in contract years, and that's why they're on a contract year every year. There's a difference. You can't take it from that data. You have to take it from the top third of the league and look at when they are free agents. And typically, more often than not, they play. I think when I did the research for Black Book a couple
I
years ago,
remember you going through this. I remember
above.
you had like a study you had done with this.
I did because I knew I was right. I needed to find the data to back me up. And then the X plug in the data, so to speak, was the fact that if you look too much about every free agent, well, yeah, every free agent's not good because most of the league is a free agent year over year. And it's baseball. And then you can look at the NFL, the same kind of concept, but baseball, especially the players that are above replacement value typically play at their level or above. Again, above, it was more almost 28 or I think 29% of the time above 28% above their normal.
So what you're saying is millions of dollars is going to incentivize players to play better. That's crazy.
I know.
That's
even great
crazy
ones.
talk. I know.
It's crazy talk.
And you know what's even crazier? There might be a correlation to the more dollars that they get, that they play even better. Like the higher dollar guys even play better. Isn't that great? And then Juan Soto didn't get the memo, but everybody else.
Well, I mean, he's still got time to get it. I just think that might be a batter's eye thing with him in that ballpark. It's something about, I don't know, maybe. I don't know what it is. Maybe just not a West Coast guy. I don't know. I mean, it's heaven. It's a great place. I'd love to go to San Diego and just stay there forever. Christopher Morel, can he stay forever? Another home run for him. He has 8 home runs in 11 games since getting called up. He's a versatile player, but the slash right now, 370, 396, 957 with 15 runs, 14 ribbies, and a steal for good measure. What do you make of this guy? I mean, this has just been an incredible talk about getting called up and being a waiver wire return. Christopher Morel has been unbelievable. Welsh.
I mean, Morel was one of the best minor league players after they had sent him down. So that wasn't even a question. Morel has got big bat speed that puts up big home run numbers. And he put up, I think he was like, God, I'm trying to remember it, but he had like 8 homers in his first 11 games, and he's one of the very few players to have ever done that. A 60% hard hit percentage right now. He's already put up almost a 114 EV, max EV. His average is around 93.5. His problem is, and I think we talked about this, it's big swing and miss. It's 37% strikeout rate, right? 37.5% strikeout rate right now. So how is he going to live off of it? He doesn't have any hits off of off-speed pitches. He's dominating fastballs right now. So he's going to start to get pitched differently, but that huge bat speed is keeping him in the game. It's kind of a old school Javier Baez-esque, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of...
I did not like that equivalent.
No, but like the good Javier Baez, Javier Baez, because 37% strikeout rate, like we're lauding a player. We're like, oh my God, he's got 37% strikeout rate. That's really bad. But, he's been such an offensive force. You're just going to have to watch and see how he adjusts to when the league adjusts. But like, it doesn't matter. Right. He's awesome. He's a huge pickup. You hold on and you hope that it holds the entire season.
Here's a question from Dan G, one of the Peanuts and Cracker Jacks in the chat. A league mate offered Jordan Walker for Morel in a keeper league. Who would you rather have in a keeper situation?
Jordan Walker. I would very much rather have it. Yeah. So he gets Jordan Walker. That's a great
accept.
That's like I want to play in that league. It's a sexy of dynasty. It's so fun. Someone's like, oh, look at this young guy who's hitting well. I'll give you the top prospect in baseball for him because he's stunk for 11 games in the minors. And you're like, yes. Give me.
Those are the best. Those are absolutely the best. Chris Sale, he's starting to pitch pretty well. This is another good performance for Chris Sale. He's starting to look like himself. 8 strikeouts, 6 1/3. James Paxton was good again over the weekend. I said this on Sunday on the television show. I said, if Sale can be Sale and Paxton continues to pitch the way he has looked so far in these first 2 outings, the Red Sox can start to get back into this race because it's the balanced schedule again. So they don't have to beat up on each other as much in that division where I think most of the good teams in the American League are in the East. I think we could all agree on
And
that.
I was about to say you don't want to. That's it.
You don't want to be playing them.
Advantage
The Red Sox
for
could
that
get back
team.
in this thing.
For that team, it might be the biggest advantage in baseball that they don't have to every other day go up against Toronto and then go over to Tampa Bay and then have to battle it out with the Yankees I completely agree, man.
Yeah, as long as they don't make Chris Sale wear a jersey he doesn't like. No V-necks for Chris
Don't
Sale.
bring any kids into the. I guess that was Chris Sale, right? Adam LaRoche's
Chris Sale
kid?
has had a lot of funny, weird stories.
He's like cut up the jersey and told the kids again. I don't remember. He does a lot of weird stuff.
I don't know. Mitch Keller, he's been doing a lot of weird stuff. I can't stop talking about Mitch Keller. Another 8 strikeouts, 2 runs on Saturday, and then no decision against the D-backs. But oh my God, man, Mitch Keller is just unstoppable. Welsh,
and he's a sneaky bet right now. So like, I was a little detached yesterday from a lot of stuff. I didn't like wake up and do my, my kind of gambling prep. For whatever reason, Sundays are such a great day to bet. I've kind of taken my Sundays off. I did like a quick glance in the morning, and I was like, and the only thing that stood out to me quickly, I looked, and it was Mitch Keller strikeouts at 5.5, and it was essentially even money. It was minus 105, and I was like, you know what? I don't even need to back up anything, and I slapped 2 units on it. It's the only bet I made, and he crushed it. And he would have been the ladder bet of the week because he hit up to 8. You see anything 5.5 and under, and it's a bottom 15 or even bottom, I guess like the top 20 teams that strike out in the league. It's just something you're going to smash with Mitch Keller because he's becoming chalk, as we'd say in fantasy football. He's becoming like a chalk play right now.
Yeah.
And it is
because the market hasn't caught up to him. Well, here's a good one from Matthew Hickey: Paxton or Bybee rest of season. Ooh. You're going to hate my answer. I think it's Paxton.
No, I know. I'm going to say Bybee because I still am like a little bit of a hater on Paxton. Even though it's a couple good starts, I still like don't want to fully believe old school Paxton's back. So I'm going to go with Bybee, but it's a lot closer because Paxton's looking good.
Paxton's like the new Rich Hill, which is the old Rich Hill, which is also the old Paxton. Reed Detmer struck out 12 guys, gave up 3 runs in 5 2/3 against the Twins. So unbelievable performance from Reed Detmers. Also, since I dropped Lance Lynn, he has had 2 good starts in a row. So who do you believe is back more, Reed Detmers or Lance Lynn?
I mean, I'm a little bit more of a Reed Detmers guy overall, but I've been saying like the thing for me with Lance Lynn, he just had crazy good strikeout numbers that are going to follow in some of the inconsistencies if he can get it back together. But I'll go with Reed Detmers.
Okay, let's get to the rookie. Jared Schuster recorded 7 strikeouts over 6 innings of 1-run ball against the Mariners. So good on Schuster. The Braves continue to just pull rabbits out of their hat with these guys. It's unbelievable. Seems like forever the Braves do this. Dodgers calling up Bobby Miller for a start on Tuesday. Is that somebody you consider streaming? You like the Bobby Miller?
I do like the Bobby Miller. I don't know if I love the matchup. I don't know if I love the matchup today for Gavin Stone going up against the Braves. I don't know if I super love it for Bobby Miller either, but Bobby Miller, he's got an arsenal. I talked about, his stuff plus numbers were pretty high for the 5 pitches in his first start. I haven't looked recently what they are, but I'm going to imagine at least 3 of the 5 have stayed 100 plus on the stuff plus. He's a big strikeout option. I worry about like command around the zone, but you know what? Braves can get kind of free swinging. So if you were desperate, I would attempt to not be putting these guys in against the Braves, but like Bobby Miller is someone that you could, if you don't worry about.
You could take a shot if you had to. I mean, I'd be looking at a 5 innings. Everything's got to break right for him to get.
You know what the best thing is? You want to know? You want a positive? Let's be. Positive.
I do. I want to know the positive.
Let's think about positives today. We're gonna be positive show, not negative me. If you get a pitcher that blows you up in the beginning of the week, guess what you get to do? You get to have fun the rest of the week. You get to stream. You get to not worry about ERAs. You get to not worry about anything. You just got to throw guys out there to do something for you. So you're not worried about screwing up your ratios. You have less anxiety when someone screws it up in the beginning. That's the positive.
Yeah. Positive also for me, at least, because I like Edouard Julien. He got called up because Jorge Polanco went on the IL. So he's going to get another crack at this. Also, keep an eye on this one. Byron Buxton left the game because of a knee issue yesterday. They say you could have stayed in the game. He's going to have evaluation, but someone was asking me about Royce Lewis. And, I said, well, I don't think there's a path for him right now, right away. And an injury to Byron Buxton would change my opinion of that substantially. I think.
Yes. The only caveat is Royce Lewis has to complete the 60 days because he was placed on the 60-day IL. And I believe that takes him to the end of the month. So you have at least a week before Royce Lewis is even available to be called up, but he has been crushing in the minors.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys that's why I've liked him, because he can play so many different positions. I haven't paid attention to where positionally he's been playing in the minors, but again, when he was out here in the
outfield the other day.
When he was out here in the AFL, because he was one of those guys I talked to, they said, you're not playing shortstop here. He literally played like every
and they sent down Miranda, so maybe third base is an opening thing. Well, he's a great athlete, so the opportunity is there for him. If you have, I know Gallo was the question mark too, but they went to Julian here with the second base situation with Polanco. But I mean, just one of those situations to keep an eye on. Do you want to be ahead of the game? Pick up Lewis for $1 now and don't wait in case Buxton goes on the IL. You never know, Buxton. Oh, it's Good nothing. Point. And next thing you know, he's out for 2 months. Injuries. Speaking of Byron Buxton.
Positive, by the way.
I know. So let's go positive. Tyler Glasnow looked good on Sunday. That's a good thing. He is going to like 6 Ks in 6 innings. That's what we want to see from Tyler Glasnow. So I imagine pitching on the weekend, probably going to see him on Friday, maybe this week. Maybe
Thursday, Friday. Yeah, Thursday, Friday. One of them.
Friday.
One start's all that matters.
Julio Urias went on the 15-day IL with a hamstring strain, so the Dodgers again continue to be pressed in this rotation. So now Syndergaard, and Julio Urias, all of which are useless at this point. The Angels activated Jared Walsh from the 10-day IL. Lance McCullers is scheduled to throw a bullpen session on Sunday, but don't get your hopes up anytime soon. They say he's going to be out until at least the All-Star break, probably. So there you go. So JP France, smooth sailing for the next month and a half at least. So
I tried to pick him up in NFBC last night on waivers. I ended up getting Gavin Stone, and I think I overbid a tiny bit to get him, and I was also trying to get France, but it ended up being only Stone. I do think France is still kind of sneaky.
Eloy Jimenez had a schedule in his recovery from the appendectomy, so that's good. So we'll keep an eye on that. Jacob deGrom is going to miss another couple weeks. Oh, what a surprise. It's a good thing Dane Dunning was in my video.
I thought we were being positive, Joe.
I am. I'm being positive about Dane Dunning. I like Dane, who pitches today.
I actually do too.
More on Dane Dunning in a moment. Padres putting Manny Machado on the IL with the fracture in the left hand. We told you that was going to happen. And Nico Horner's back, but Cody Bellinger goes to the IL after that little knee issue there with that contusion. So it's retroactive to the 16th. So he should be back sooner than later. 3 up and 3 down from the weekend. Framber Valdez, a shutout on Sunday, 2-0 as they beat the A's. I know it's only the A's, but still, Framber's been awesome. 2.45 ERA, 72 Ks in 66 innings. What a horse, man. Framber is just so good. Josh Lowe, 3 for 4 with a 3-run homer, 4 ribbies, and a steal on Sunday against the Brewers. Josh Lowe is another guy that I get tons of questions about because people are unsure if what they're seeing is real. In your opinion, when it comes to Josh Lowe, is he the real deal, or do you think this is a bit of a mirage and a hot streak we should be leery of?
No, I don't know if I think we might have moved out of like mirage-ish range. There was a time where he was going to just be a platoony type of guy because he destroys righties. One of the best in the league, hitting 322, but he's also hitting 286 against lefties. But look at this right here, 118 at-bats against righties, only 14 against lefties. So, I mean, he has been straight up platoon, but guess what? In the platoon, he's got over 40% hard hit percentage. He is in, the top, let's just round it up to say like the top 10 percentile in XBA, XSlug, WOBA, expected WOBA. And in fact, he has a top 1% WOBA in the entire league. All that tells you is like the guy hits hard and everything is working in his favor because guess what? The Rays are utilizing him to succeed. They're putting him in the best position to only succeed by platooning him. So, he's putting up video game stats in this platoon. This is a great sign. Oh yeah, here we go.
I believe if you look correctly, the Josh Lowe will only succeed in day games between the hours of 1 and 4. So it's a 2:00 start. He's going to be unavailable to us. But I believe against the right-handed pitchers in that period of time. Then on Tuesdays specifically, that is the time to use Josh Lowe, and that's when we will use him there.
He's going to come back down to earth a little bit, but guess what? The dude's also going to have a 2020 season, so it's like,
sure.
What is Stelling? This is a prime example.
He's a big kid. Sometimes with those big kids, the problem is sometimes like those swings get out of whack, right? Mechanically, when you got these guys who are like the taller guys, sometimes you see it. Sometimes when they're in a groove, they're great. But sometimes mechanically, it's kind of like the bigger pitchers we've seen over the years. Those guys who are 6'8", 6'9", like those bigger guys, sometimes they get a little out of whack.
He's a bigger dude.
I'm
going to do the thing that some people love, some people hate, but I interviewed Josh Lowe. He's another one of those guys that I spent some time
let me
with.
pick up these names you're dropping everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to drop the name. And we chatted for a bit, and he's not even as tall as me. I think he's like a little bit shorter than me, but like, he's a really smart hitter, super competitive. And he was known for his speed at the time. And when I was talking with him, his brother was, I think, like taxi squatted with the Rays as they were going into the World Series or somewhere in the playoffs. And, he was like, hey, listen, me and him are competitive about power numbers. Like, it's not just about speed. He's like, I'm faster, but I also think I hit the ball harder. And, this is a really, really smart player that, is going to he's created himself more opportunity right now. But what I was going to say before quickly is he's one of those guys. I think he's a prime example of a guy that doesn't make sense in trades. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how does he make sense in trades? If you wanted to trade for anybody, trading away doesn't make sense. And 11 homers, 9 stolen bases. What is anybody going to give you for a guy who platoons, who puts up those numbers? Nothing. So he's better on your team than trying to go out and get what you're not going to get for him. You know what I'm saying?
There's one hilarious comment in the chat that I can't bring up here, but it is hilarious.
I actually like Wonky's thing right here. We should have height metric in relation.
Maybe, but you see the you see. You see,
oh
yeah.
That's
a funny comment. All right, Logan Gilbert, it was terrific.
That's good. That's good podcasting, by the way, where we're like, you see that?
You see that? Yeah. It's great. People love that when they're just listening to the show. Braves struck out 9 times against Logan Gilbert, so another good outing from him. 3 down. Nick Senzel 0 for 4 with 3 Ks. Anthony Rizzo 0 for 4 with 3 Ks, and Jesus Luzardo 5 innings, 6 earned runs. He still struck out 8, but still, not the best outing for him. But it's Monday, so it's time to get back to the brine. Not the brine. Well, unless you're making, some chicken, right? You brine the chicken.
The brine? Oh, what? I was going to say the rind. I was saying, isn't that watermelon? But that's the rind.
That's watermelon. That's if you were with the brine. But it's the grind is what I want to get in and pick some prizes with PrizePicks. Head over to PrizePicks.com or just download the app and start playing today. And when you do, sign up with the promo code leading off 100 deposit percent match up to $100 when you put it in there. Welsh, what do you have on the prize picks today?
All right. Well, I did say we are going to be positive, but I do have a hater sandwich. But I have a hater sandwich today, so it's not completely negative. I didn't go hater's ball. I went hater sandwich. What that means is that is 2 pieces of hate sandwiched between something we're positive about. And guess what? Last time the hater sandwich did cash. So we have to see if this is the second hater sandwich that can cash. So first up, the top bun is going to be Harold Ramirez hits run RBI 1.5 under. We're going under today against Chris Bassett. I'm going to just give you both the hating pieces. The bottom hating piece is Maikel Garcia hits run RBI 1.5 under, and that is sandwiched between a nice old juicy slab of Bailey Ober strikeouts over at 5.5. So that is my hater sandwich. Again, it is Harold Ramirez hits runs RBI under, Ober K's over, and Maikel Garcia hit run RBI under.
Yeah, I'm the over as well on Bailey Ober, the 5.5 Ks. Rafael Devers hitter fantasy score 7.5 over, and Wander Franco 7 hitter fantasy score over 2. On the betting front today, continuing on with Bailey Ober, again, that number 5.5 over on Betting Pros. It's a good number. The juice is nice, -108. Going over on that. Edward Cabrera, I know is a little volatile, but 4.5 is a small number. So I would put that in. You could put that in a parlay because the juice is a little heavier at 154 minus side. Christian Javier at 6.5 Ks. You're getting 105 on that one on the minus side too. So that's pretty decent here against the Milwaukee offense that really just has struggled this year. And then the other one's Dane Dunning. I want to talk about Dane Dunning because the strikeout number for him is small too. The over, you're getting plus money 4.5 at plus 124. He could do this today. This is very well within his range. Welsh, what do you have on the betting world is on this Monday afternoon, evening?
That's funny. Afternoon, evening.
Well, by the way, both. We've got games in the daytime today,
that's
too.
True.
So if you like
the Edward Cabrera one,
fine.
I saw at 5.5, and it was plus 125, and I was tempted to take that one because of the plus money. And I took Dane Dunning last week when it was 3.5, so it's already bumped up a little bit. He's actually a pretty good bet. He's really been hitting his zones. Speaking of Dane Dunning in Texas, I'm gonna take Texas up by 1 run through the first 5. That's almost even money. I also like the full game money line. I just like them there. Luis Ortiz has been so inconsistent. So that's why I like attacking the first 5 where Dane Dunning has been pretty good. Bailey Ober strikeouts we talked about, anywhere from like -108 to -125. And a little hits parlay for you. Freddie Freeman and Ohtani both to receive just 1 hit it is minus 116. So not quite even money, but you just need one hit from Freeman and one from Ohtani. Pair those two together. Boom. Those are my plays.
Yeah, Freddie Freeman back in Atlanta today. So that should always be a good time. You know what else is a good time? Sorare. Go join today. FantasyPros.com/collect. Sign up. It's free. Digital cards. Create your fantasy team. Challenge others with your own fantasy knowledge. You scout, you buy, you sell, you compete. It's a good time. And if you like to compete, go ahead and check out FantasyPros.com/leadingoffleague if you have a Sorare account. If you haven't already, go get one. And also some fabulous prizes to be given away. Free subscription to MLB TV is going to happen there. So there you go. So lots of fun things going on in that front. Today in DFS, again, kind of like the betting today. It's not my favorite slate. Like, I don't like the way things have kind of flushed themselves out. A lot of 4 outcome games where the good pitchers are kind of going against each other. And I tend to stay away from those unless I really feel strongly about one side. Bailey Ober, again, it's just Bailey Ober day today. So if he busts out, it's going to be a terrible day. We're all going to be miserable tomorrow. It's going to be worse than the wolf spider underneath our chair. If that happens. There you go. 10.3K. Luis Castillo at 10.5. I do the same hitting lineup and just switch those two guys in and out. Do 2 lineups. Minnesota, Seattle. I want to approach those lineups. Just go all in on the things I feel good about. Ty France, 2.8. Edouard Julien, 2.5. Michael Harris, just 2.7 there. Getting some interesting discount on him. Let's look at the home run board. So what happened this weekend? Well, somebody's scratching 20. Prime time is at 18 dingers. BHB is up to 17. Calson's at 16. Welsh, I don't see you on the board anymore.
I for sure thought I was going to be. I thought you were going to actually set me up to be in middle of the board, but I did get one this weekend. I'm up at 13, but all you sexy home run hitters are moving on up.
Yeah. And again, if you want to get in on this, there's still plenty of time. FantasyPros.com/chat. Join our Discord. It's free, and you can go premium. FantasyPros.com/premium. When you do, you're able to go ahead and make home run calls in the contest channel. And if you just want to throw your hand out there and say, hey, I'd like to go premium for free, well, make a comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got great content leading off every day, amazing videos every single day. Welsh, where are you going with your home run call for today, my friend?
By the way, I want to point out Casey just said Cabrera over 10.5 Ks. If that's on PrizePicks, I'm also smashing the over.
That is a good one.
I love that if that's a combo one. I agree.
Casey, shout out to you, Casey. Casey's a good peanut and cracker jack. Casey comes with good jokes. Good information. I like that. I like that mix. You know, people don't realize, like, we'll show a couple of the comments here in the chat. For every comment I show, there's like 50, I feel like, in this chat. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Every single day. It's so great. We love you guys. So
great
pick a home run.
Great pepper. Okay, I've got Matt Olson. I'm going to pick on Gavin Stone today. Atlanta going up against Gavin Stone. I'm going to go with Matt Olson.
All right. I am going to try to help a dear friend of mine today. This guy. I'm calling Julio Rodriguez. Let's go. I want to see this man holding a trident today. Not once, but twice. That's right. Let's go. I want Julio breakout. It's just time. We're overdue.
I'm going to go for 3, like the trident. Just go for 3
today.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think that's getting greedy. I was just going to try for 2, but maybe just 1. I'll settle for 1. But today's Bailey Ober day. So if that doesn't work out, tomorrow we'll be miserable. And that'll be even better show, because when we're miserable, it's equally fun. So hope everyone's having a good Monday. I know Mondays can be rough, but hopefully we gave you a little joy here. For a little half hour of baseball talk. We'll be back again tomorrow to do it again. If you haven't already, subscribe to Fantasy Pros MLB. It's an incredible channel. The waiver wire video crushed last week. The trade video that Welsh does every week crushes. If you want to understand more about Sorare, he's got videos about how that whole thing works. So go check that out too. And don't forget to go play PrizePicks and use the promo code leading off and go smash that combo that Casey just gave us. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. Crush the spider with the trident. That's the image in your head for today. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy your baseball.